And every tribe that has tuned in. Welcome to another special, dazzling, marvelous, elegant, beautiful show of Celebrity Couch Edition. And before we kickstart the show, the IIE Rosebank College would like to notify all students that registrations are now open until March 2023. Register for your course of choice in IT, Business World, Logistics, Public Admin, Public Relations, and more courses. Good thing is that you can now enroll for education in journalism at Rosebank College, Pulupane campus. For more information, call 073-464-0947 or visit www.rosebankcollege.co.za. Alternatively, you can do a physical visit at 54 Church Street, Pulupane. Choose quality, affordability, and success with Rosebank College. Have you heard of Rosebank College, Ngel?
I have, yeah.
It's okay.
I'm here to break.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were they saying about it?
Not much. I mean, I wasn't going to Rosebank College, so I don't know a lot that they were talking about. But what you said, it sounds right.
Don't you wish to enroll in one of the courses at Rosebank College?
I mean, personally, I'm done with academics. I don't want to go back.
What are you feeling?
I'm in the school of life.
Oh, you're studying life.
Yeah, I'm studying life now. Academics, I don't believe that, what do you call it? Academical education is the only way to educate yourself. So I think I've done my part. If I ever feel like inspired to do something again, then definitely. I mean, I do want to do law, like a degree in law, so we shall see.
Unfortunately, we don't have law at Rosebank College.
Yeah.
But I will talk to them.
Yeah.
And by the way, the making of art in visuals is continuing today with Ngelekanyo, Ramodondi, an actress, a script writer, and a makeup artist. You're a makeup artist, no?
Hey, the makeup artist part is more of a freelance, so I do a lot of self-taught things. So anything that I feel inspired to do, I don't like limiting myself to one thing. So I used to do makeup at home. And then my mom would be like, oh, do my makeup. And then my friends would be like, do my makeup. And then I found myself doing makeup also for like music videos and small things like that. Just, I wouldn't say as drastic as like full makeup where it's like actual like art where you put on scars and all these different things, but like glam and making people look cute and pretty.
Which music video you have worked with?
I've done, there's a song by Luam. She's what can I call it? She's a Norwegian or that side artist. I've also done clothes.
African?
No. Norway is in way.
Okay.
After you cross the sea, yeah. Okay. I've also done clothes. She's a South African artist, vendor artist actually. If you guys know Shangola,
I know that.
Yeah, so I assisted with makeup on there as well. Yeah.
I thought maybe you will start with Una Rams.
Hey man, listen.
Since it's part of family.
Yeah, but I think he knows his vision, and maybe I'm not where I would be able to do. Do you know what I mean?
Come on, man. Charity begins at home, man.
Yeah, but you know, there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes. So
things like what?
Shout out to my
things like what?
I'm just saying, Ori, it's not a sense of because I'm self-taught in makeup, please come and do makeup. There's so many other fields that we've tried to work in. He knows that I'm very strong in script writing and writing in general. I'm very passionate and strong about that. So there's a project, I can't talk about that, you know, he was about, and he actually put me on for that. So the things that he knows that I'm confident in doing, because I wouldn't even be confident to be like, yo, let me come through and like put up a whole thing, but I'd be confident in writing like a storyline for a music video or like something else,
or maybe directing.
100%. Yeah.
You know, I find it rare for makeup artists not to wear makeup all the time. Like, do you have special occasions or specific occasions where you wear your makeups?
I think so, because for me, Nicharua, I was obsessed with makeup, but it wasn't because I liked makeup. It was, there was a bit of me that liked makeup, but it was mostly because I wasn't confident in myself. Like, I think now, like Ngelekanyo's, you know, looking at old Ngelekanyo, like I'm able to look at her and be like, I think she thought she was ugly. Like I felt insecure in myself. Does that motivate that, like what I didn't like through makeup? And then when I got older, I started looking at myself in the mirror because all my friends would be like, dude, you look so nice with that makeup. Like, just leave it. And I was like, I was pissy. I had a lot of spots, a lot of different things that they were like, you're beautiful literally with that. Like, Shishapo. And then at some point, I just stopped wearing makeup because I wanted to see that. And the more I did that, the more I felt like I look pretty, even with the scars. And then when the scars went away, it was like, yo, I even look prettier. Like, not prettier, but I still felt confident without it. So for me, it was like, now I want to get into makeup in a place where it's just to express myself and not to hide myself. So yeah, I don't feel the need to wear it too much, but like, let it be an occasion, a red carpet, something. I'm gonna bring out the palettes and paint the face. Yeah.
Meaning what, next time we should have a red carpet.
You know what it is. Give me the memo, you know.
No,
yeah.
I feel you, man. And before we go any further, thank you very much for honoring this invitation because it's been a long time since I tried to get out of you, man.
Yeah.
You've been really working so hard. You told me that you were working on a project and we had to postpone the interview twice, if not mistaken.
Yeah, I think 3 times now.
What were you working on?
I also just want to say thank you for this platform before we go into that. I think that's such a wonderful thing to be done, and thank you for even inviting me to have this space.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you
so my boss. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I was working on a project in Cape Town. The project, remember when I speaking to you, it was meant to run until October, and then it went into November, and yeah, it kept running. So it ended up being like a 5-month project. And I can say it's a global project.
Okay.
But like a local global project. So I think that's all the information that I can give. Oh. And yeah, look out for it on your streaming sites.
So for now, it's still confidential.
Yeah, it's NDA.
You wanted to ask something?
Maybe on Netflix, Showmax.
You're asking for a lot.
S or A?
Or P.
Which one?
We just want to know.
Look out. Just keep your eyes open. That's all I can say. I don't know how far I can go, to be honest. But yeah. Maybe it's red. Maybe it's blue. We don't know. We shall see. We shall see.
How easy is it for you to have plans that are going to run for like 5 months or so, whereas you have life, you have other things to take care of?
I mean, I think life never stops. So that's the one thing you always prioritize. Like, you're always doing life, always moving, always trying to prioritize the things that aren't temporary, I guess. You know, if there's something that's family orientated or all these different things. But I don't know. I think it's not easy at all because you never know how long a project is going to run. And even if, let's say, it's a 5-month project, what if they only need me for 2 weeks? You know what I mean? So it's never easy to get any work like that. But my trust in God and my faith, I'm just like, there's no way you're going to put me in an industry where there's no work for me. So even in that moment where I'm like, what's going on, God? Like, the dust, like there's been nothing for like the past 3 months. I know that when he gives me something, he's gonna make me eat. So yeah.
What do you mean there's been nothing for 3 months? Because you want generations.
Yeah, but like people don't know how the industry works because it's like you can get like a project, for example, what I shot in Cape Town, that was 5 months. But then after the 5 months, we're done. Generations as well, it's kind of a different contract rather than a, what would I call it, like principal cast who have to go in every day. So mine is more of per call. So I'll come in, shoot for 3 months, and then we'll leave it to be aired. And then when they're writing a story for, because I act more in the students' classroom kind of area. So when they're not writing a story about that, I'm on break until they write it again. So yeah, it's really never like, what can I say? Like it's never permanent because it goes with what life is.
So we will doing. See you when the results come out. What
do you mean? Yeah. Because like it's almost like if I'm shooting now for Generations, because they shoot 3 months in advance. Yeah. So if I shoot now in Jan, then it's only gonna come out in March, you know. So and then after March, you're waiting until they write you in again. But yeah, it's been a good experience with that as well.
But then, what are the disadvantages that you face with this thing of being on a project for like 5 months or so?
It's just like, I would say, not disconnect, but you miss family, you miss a lot of things, especially if you're removed from your area. Because I stay in Joburg, but we were shooting in Cape Town. Even though I studied in Cape Town, like, because now I had been living in Joburg, it feels like Novayani, I'm removed from home. But other than that, I don't think for me there are a lot of disadvantages, because it really does help in spaces like apartments. Like, it gives you security and everything, because they can't remove you from where you are and put you somewhere else without having to cover those things. So I think I see more blessings rather than disadvantages. And yeah, I just feel like I'm in an industry where things aren't permanent. So you even know that you can't get something that's permanent, because you'll always be moving. If they need you to shoot in LTT, we're going to LTT. If they need you to shoot in Pretoria, you're living in Pretoria. So you're just kind of moving around the whole time, and you get used to that. I think that's where the rush comes in as well, you know, the adrenaline.
And your me time and him time?
Yo, cause yeah, I think you work around it, man.
Okay.
It's important to find a partner who understands what you're doing and who's supportive in that, and you find different ways to connect outside of that. I mean, yeah, it's a difficult one, but I think I've been blessed with a partner who really kind of goes out of his way to make sure that when these things happen, we still find a way to connect.
But is it easy? Can you tell one or it's easy to date someone who's also in the industry? Because some people don't like it to date someone who's in the industry too. Like myself, I wouldn't date someone who's in the industry.
Why?
Because this industry is bad, man. It's cruel.
No, the industry is bad, but don't hate the person. Hate the industry.
No,
don't hate the player. Hate the game.
But for you, can you say it's good or bad to date someone in the industry?
I can't say it's good or bad, because there's different people. The same way there's different people in the world, there's different people in the industry. You can find really terrible people in the industry that you're just like, why are you doing that? And you can find people in the industry where it's just like, this is a nice person, whether they're out of it or in the industry. So I don't think the industry is what makes or breaks a person.
When you went for him, oh sorry, let me rephrase it.
Hey,
because I'm sure it's the one who came for you.
Hey, we don't know the story.
When he came for you, did you accept his proposal because he was part of the industry and you thought it's a better match? Oh.
No, never that. I think I never look at the things that people do and the things that make people who they are. I just look at the person in general.
Ndibononga budzisi ine master ako zamuda nayo zi ndiyauri maanga hako mutina
mamini
maanga
ni mean
maanga English ni mean
just say people in general.
Yeah, okay, like okay like mtu wawe ndi mtu wabathu mtu ari anokudiveya hot ati so zvisidzana azviko mutambuza ndiyo ndibvise ndishow master ako.
I'm very confident in myself. I'm very confident in my person.
Yes,
so those things are just, you know, they call it water off of the duck's back or something. Like, what's a duck? Duck ni sekwa. Because the skin has some sort of oil on it. That's and that's how I see those things. You know, it's just water off my back, nothing.
Yes. I think your LO teacher did a good job on you.
She's proud wherever she is. What's money?
Mara, on a serious note, what is asking as we getting or like, don't you encounter such problems with him? No, like I genuinely don't. Like, find a person who affirms you and who you trust. I really don't. Like, I'm just
statement chori, don't hate the game, hate the player.
No, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Hate the game.
Chambari usonganyara mutu waone nyarani sonokwete around, you know. Why ndinga blame any mutu and also go dinakera and then batu bakunge nganesh. I can't be mad at that because I enjoy that quality too.
When and why did you move from Venda to Joburg?
I moved when I was in grade 1. Yeah, so Lojena Goodville Mission school, primary school.
That is the Venda?
Yeah, on the Bufuri. It's in Bufuri. Okay. I think Bufuri Chitareke, yeah, that area. And then Ramuvra Kwarera and Christ the King until grade 1.
Oh, that's when you met him.
Yo, because
I know he went to that.
So I went to Christ the King, and then my dad moved to Joburg. So when I'm from Joburg, but yeah, I'm coming on and then went that side. But grade 1, because before when he took my brother and my sister, my siblings, when he took my siblings that side, I was too young because it's like. He was that side and he got a job. My mom was still this side. Baba ko funza. She was still a principal and he gave good value. So she couldn't leave before she found work. And I was too young for you to take away from like your mom. So I stayed, was good at grade 1 and then grade 1 I went that side.
How was the environment for you when you first arrived in JP?
Yo, on that. Like, I think the only thing I knew Christ the King was teacher, I cannot go to the toilet. Everything else is literally on that. Like for the first year, I had my watching Bizori, pardon me. I shouldn't say the story here. So basically,
because everything was pardon me?
No, so
okay.
Just got your bag. On that. Like I didn't know anything. When I say anything,
yes.
Nothing.
Yes.
And then my brother, first day of school, the day before, you need to be able to hello, what is your name? Like practice hello, what is your name? Like because when I'm in school uniform, they said that hello, what is your name? What is your name? Sharp. That's when was Diana on a feature fini, but at that time that's a dudes that allowed. Ukunsumbeza chkorori, happened the ringer at the tuck shop and all these things. I took upon a cheat too. Because for one of I didn't even know what she was saying. What was one okay, I was wearing so as you too. Avala Rogina class singing, but I don't know anything.
Yeah.
At some point, I'm like, oh, hello, what is your name? One of which I'm with the pardon me? And then I'm like, oh, okay.
Grade me.
Grade 1, did you make a friend? Pardon me. And here and the recording about Mushumoni, and then everyone but Ozuziwa having pardon me.
And you were confident,
and I was confident. Let's say but no. Pardon me, sorry, what is your name again? I bet no one at physical on the radio, but I just got on Tiffany. Yeah. So after that, around end of grade 1, and the environment became easier and easier to be around. Yeah.
And then, of course, you were still young, but the culture, was the culture that side compared to this side?
It was, what can I say? Very uptight, I would say. But like, I feel like I was too young to even recognize the difference. So once you get used to the culture, you just know there's no huge difference. Only when you get older do you realize. I feel like Venda's more freeing, and then Joburg is very like, I wouldn't say boxed in, but there is a difference. Like Najifori, do you know what I mean? Like Makorana Chichimra Statan, Rotamachko Bobo, no Brian, I was 7, and like Joburg, there's no doing that, you can't do that. Like my parents would be fine to just leave the house and then knowing that I'll find my way back and I'm safe. But in Joburg, it was just kind of, you can't just do that. Maybe I'm neighbor or a neighbor, but you can't just go anywhere. So yeah.
And you don't remember where you were staying that time?
I remember everywhere. We were staying Kensington.
Okay.
Yeah, and Leicester Road School. Yeah. Okay. And then Rakono move as well. But yeah.
You're one of the young upcoming artists that I've ever interviewed. Of course, you have done a lot, but not many people know you out there. Especially not those that are a fan of Generations The Legacy.
Yeah.
Who can you say you are?
Like Nemone?
Yes.
It's a hard question, to be honest. I feel like every year I feel like I'm a changing person, so I haven't really kind of tuned into the things that have made me who I am, like on your couch from the previous year that we just from the previous year that we just went past. But I think in the core of my being, I'm just a storyteller, like outside and inside of in the industry. So whether the cameras are on or off, I always find myself wanting to entertain, wanting to tell stories, and stories that I feel like connect with me. So it can be towards load shedding. Some random idea will come to my head, and sometimes it's not even like but I'll just find myself in the middle of trying to entertain or trying to tell a story, because I feel like that's how people connect, like those things just, they make people feel things. And I think COVID more than anything made us see that at the core of it, storytelling or art is what people need. There's this quote from a movie called Dead Poets Society, where he says mathematics and engineering, these are the what? Mathematics, engineering. So he says all these other things, and he says these are the things that we work for, in life. And then he says, but poetry, love, the arts, these are the things that keep us alive. So during COVID, work was taken away from us, all these different things, and we found people sitting at home, watching things, listening to music, because these are the things that still made us feel connected. You're isolated, you need something to tell you that you're still alive. So as long as people are alive, I will want to keep giving to something that makes you feel alive.
What can you say COVID taught you during the whole period of 2 years, no? Yeah.
What did COVID teach me? It taught me to like myself. Yeah, I think you're literally on your own daily, like you start realizing the things that you like and that you don't like, because it's not influenced by the people around you.
You start to realize the real you.
The real you, yeah. Do you know what I mean? So much so that outside of COVID, I think I had like a feeling that I hadn't seen before, but like this like a mentality of people pleasing without noticing it. But then after COVID, it was just like, if I don't like something, I don't like it. The hardest thing for me growing up was to say no. But now I'm able to say no because I'm like, I like myself enough to say I'm not gonna fall for it.
For others, it took a lot of things, and it gave a lot of things for others.
Yeah.
For me, it gave me a radio, which gave me a podcast, but that's a story for another day. But for you, what can you say it gave you?
What do you mean?
COVID.
Confidence.
Okay.
Confidence. Which ties into that. Do you mean like a material thing or an internal thing?
You said what?
Do you mean like a material thing or like an internal thing?
Any.
Yeah, I think it gave me confidence more than anything.
Yeah. And material?
Material gave me a commercial gig.
Commercial gig? Which one?
Albany. Kenya
okay. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Why did you decide to...
and a relationship, but anyway.
Okay.
That's a moment.
Cause it's 3 years now.
No. Thank you.
Social media. Why did you decide to tell stories through movies or through film actually?
Because that's the one thing that I connected the most with Lingwana, like when I was a child. I used to watch Days of Our Lives, World of the Beautiful, like those were daily programs but I was no, I'm not saying I used to watch it. Okay. I'm saying we were too young. We were too young to watch it,
Okay.
So then that's the way from school and me either or do homework or something to distract myself while whenever Kovana Days of Our Lives or Bold and the Beautiful. You know it. Then it's really like, you know what I mean? Because you're too young, so even when those scenes come, do you know what I mean? But for safety, she would just say, this one one is sitting room. But I loved spying. Like, when you say I can't do something, that's when I want to do it.
Because you want to find out
why. Exactly. Okay. So, for manga, like, my mom would be mad at this character, but the next minute she's laughing, but the next minute she's shouting at the screen. Do you know what I mean? All these different things. Now she's shocked. Hey, Stefano, obuya futi. Like, no matter how many times Stefano came back, she would still be surprised. And that for me kind of just showed there's so many different emotions that this TV screen is making you feel in that 30 minutes. She felt joy, laughter, she felt anger, she felt like, but the hater broke, but she knows it's not real, but she still connects to those feelings. And in that moment, like, I found myself wanting to make her laugh, like this character did, wanting to make her angry, like just to make people feel all those things at once. I was like, this is a challenge, this is something I want to do. So
besides the fact you were exposed to acting at an early age, do you also think it's a family thing for you guys to be in the film industry? Because I know your mother's sibling is also into this industry. And I bet.
Which one?
What's her name again?
Sibling.
What's her name again? I forgot, man. Limpopo Cinema. What's her name?
Oh, that's not my mom's sibling. Okay. That's my mom's niece.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no. And I would never have thought it was a family thing. I know that me and her always connected on that. Like, even when I was small, you just say what Christ the King for standing on the chair and being like, I want to be a star, because they were asking everyone, what do you want to be when you grow up?
In class.
Okay. At least whoever the teacher was back then, she saw me. Like, I loved that teacher so much because she saw me and she told me I can do it. You know, she said, I can see your personality, I can see something in you. You're somewhat tender, but watching woods or anything else. But even then, like, Kangwero, since the jump, she's always believed in something like that, because I think her creative side was also always there. But I wouldn't say we're a film family, but definitely a creative one, because you know, my brother as well, he does music, producing and things like that. So I wouldn't say we're a film family or anything, but definitely a creative one.
When you were first given a chance to write the script for at your, I don't know if it's, I can say, a primary school or a secondary school.
Yeah.
Who gave you the platform and how did it come about?
To write my script?
Yes, I think it was a school drama or something.
It was like a school, what would I call it? Like, I wouldn't necessarily say like an assignment, but a way in which we wanted to teach someone something, and then I decided to write it as a play, and present it to my teachers, and I guess they really liked it, and I had friends who wanted to act the part, you know, but yeah, I think the opportunity was just self-created. Yeah.
How did the Stand Foundation come about?
The Stand Foundation would be another thing.
What's that?
I don't know. I think it was
a
writing competition, right?
that I won. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that came about during COVID, which would be another thing that I got during COVID. Yeah, I think it was a very hard time for artists during COVID. Like, the work was gone. You're trying to do everything on every platform, and it's just like they're not supporting artists. Come on, South Africa. Anyway, so there was a writing competition by the Stand Foundation in, what do you call it, collaboration with Lunchbox Theatre and Mike van Graan Productions. And they just tasked people, like the whole of South Africa, write a satire and, you know, email it in, and whoever wins. And then they came back to me and they were like, here's your money and you've won that. So that's how that came about. A friend sent it to me and they were like, I think this is something that you can do. Please don't. When they send us these things and they're like, dude, please, like, apply or something, sometimes I'm just like, okay. But like this time I was just like, let me try. Like, I really didn't think it would be a thing for me, but once I did it, I was waiting because we checked the email to be told, like, did I win, did something. But I felt like my story was good. Like I was confident in wanting feedback. So yeah. No, so competition and the title of knowing that you won a writing competition with these good South African theatre productions. Because all of them are very known, well-known productions. Yeah.
And what happens to your story? Do they cast it or what?
No, they just kind of, it's almost like the panel that read it.
Okay.
They look out for you now. They're waiting for you to put out work because they know that your writing is good. Because even in the feedback, they were like, we hope that the competition inspires you to write more than just a short story, write a full play, which is what I'm hoping to do this year. Yeah.
Beside film, what other things do you have desire for? In the industry, of course.
Okay, in the industry, I would say, besides film.
Yeah.
But then that's in the industry mostly.
Yes. I get this music, this radio.
Music, 1000% music.
Okay.
I used to do music when I was younger, and then I don't know why I stopped.
Used to, as in like singing?
No, I used to rap. I used to rap. My rap name was Kai Crude. Guys, we come from
Lightning Beritar.
Ngelekanyo When the so sick got you nuts.
So,
I'm trying to delete any print of my music. I'm into songwriting, so I like writing for other people, and I don't know, maybe something
just
for myself, but I don't. That thing, like this one, I felt, I
can do this.
I couldn't sleep. I'd like want to wake up and write something, and it was just so much passion in that, But yeah.
But I can relate.
Do you know what I mean?
Before this, I was a poet.
No, that thing is still there. That thing is. Like in Ngelekanyo.
My music is on. What's this? Jukes. So you can go on Jukes and you will stream my music.
Do you have like a musical name? Or...
This is about you.
What is that, guys? No.
This is about you, man. Okay, I want us to play a game, man. It's called Know Me Better because we want to know you better.
Okay.
Number one, it's a desert or ocean.
Like I must just choose the topic.
Yeah.
Ocean.
Choose one. Why?
Huh?
Why?
Desert.
Sure. I thought you were confused what you meant.
Ocean.
Why?
I like the ocean.
Because? Thought maybe you would tell us a story or something. Because we want to know you better.
Oh, okay. Deserts are really, really hot. I like water. I like oceans. When I think about the ocean, I think about the beach. If I had to live somewhere, I'd rather choose the ocean than the desert, so that's it. I just feel like a desert is so bare and you have to be desperate for water. Whereas the ocean is just like free-flowing, calm, and I think I'm a free-flowing, calm person. So yeah. Also, the idea of cleansing, like, I don't know, water just feels very spiritual. Like it has the power to save you. Yeah, but it also has the power to literally take life. So something about water just sounds very beautiful.
So if not ocean right now, what will come to your mind as in like memories? No memory to
Cape Town, of course. The recent gig.
No, not with Cape Town. What happened in Cape Town? If not ocean.
I drowned.
You were not there.
When I was one, Roria, we went to the ocean as a family for vacation.
Okay.
And then Baba Kweta's like only pupisa Magabero. And then because I don't know what return the chotoli chede or something. And to me, I felt like like it's over. I'm just tumbling in the ocean. But I just remember my dad's hand reaching, almost like the hand of God, like taking me out of the water. That time, I'm sure I was Nanachi to like maybe one each other for like a few seconds by mistake. But yeah, that's the first memory that comes. The second one I think is Oceans by Hillsong, which is the song that I feel like carries my life. Like the line "Spirit lead me where my trust is without borders," you know, but I always replace it with "where my faith is without borders," because I just feel like.
Doesn't it say so?
Hey?
Doesn't it say faith without borders?
I think it says trust. Spirit lead me where my trust is without borders.
Now I always sing on way my
faith, yeah, because it feels So that's the other thing that comes in. I just feel like that song in itself, it's a message for your life.
Sun or rain?
A what?
Sun or rain?
Yo, it's a difficult one. Can I say in between? Cloudy. Bit of sun, but rain. No.
I didn't write it there.
I'm gonna say rain.
Okay, why?
Because I like just being in the house and my, covers, just watching the rain on the windowsill. Nice cup of coffee. Eh? Hey! Tina, please read. Read that thing.
Casual or formal?
Hey?
Casual or formal?
Casual.
Okay, why?
Like I said, free-flowing, calm, chilled, down-to-earth person. I prefer things that bring comfort rather than... I feel like, I don't know why this is a perception, I'm probably wrong, but anything formal makes me feel like I have to be a certain way, whereas casual just means be yourself. Yeah.
Western culture or traditional culture?
Traditional all the way.
Why?
Because those are my roots, that's... You can never be Western culture because you're not Western. So the only thing you can be is yourself, because traditional culture is who you are and how you're born, and those things are important. I feel like you can never really truly tell any story outside of
your culture.
Being yourself. Yeah. You can even tell a Western story, but influence, it has to derive from who you are. So
what do you like about your culture?
Everything, literally everything.
Best three?
Maybe the only thing is just the patriarchy is a bit strong,
Okay.
Just yeah.
So in Bogoto, like
in Bogoto. A soft Bogoto.
You can cook with fire, ne?
Hey?
You can cook with fire.
No, you can.
Easy. Easy.
It is.
Do you know how to dance domba?
I also domba maramarende. Don't even ask, because I will not do it. Marende, yeah, that.
Arna zingoma, so.
You don't need ngoma. You just need.
Zomaranga zuita, okay.
I will find the beat. Afterwards, we'll find the beat. TV or theater? Theater. Okay.
It's a difficult one, because since I was small it was theater, and then now I'm in TV and I'm just like, I miss theater, but I'm enjoying TV.
I have this problem with actors, man. All the time you will hear them saying of theater.
Yeah.
Why, man? What is there at theaters? Comes in TV as you.
Theater just feels for me very in the moment, like the audience is there. You're acting right now. The energy is there. That catharsis of people coming into a theater to watch something and feel it all together. You come, you watch something, you all feel sad. You can feel it even on stage. Like you're being healed while you heal. Whereas with film, as much as the crew is there, these are people who are also there to do their job. So not that there is a level of disconnect, but it feels very self-motivated, whereas theater as well, there's no cut, once this emotion starts, once this thing, once the story keeps going, it keeps going. Whereas with film, you might need to laugh like 30 times, and like by the 30th laugh, like, to say you know what I mean? So for me, I like the way it just runs, and the fact that it feels live, like if you make a mistake, you make the mistake. There's no correcting here and there.
So naturally, that is our more reality.
It's not the same. No, you don't.
No, I'm like I took a theater, and I know I think on cut TV there's more money, right?
Way more.
So like I use more influence or I rent TV.
No, not even. Yeah, I think without thinking about the money, thinking about what feels whole and right, it's theater.
But I think in short, what she's saying, Ndore, with theater, you get the same response. Like, you don't have to wait.
Yeah.
The audience will respond. It's like a radio DJ. If you are doing a radio show, it's not the same as if you are emceeing an event.
Yeah.
For example, like you get the response same time.
Isn't that the same? When you're emceeing, are you emceeing?
No, I get it. If you're emceeing, the crowd is there.
Yeah.
You can feel the vibe. But if you're doing radio, you're not sure who's listening.
Yeah.
So I think that's what you're trying to say.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's yeah.
Oh. Oh, you get me? What did I miss?
I really radio and podcast.
Yeah.
Come on.
Because like radio people call it and they're like, what
exactly, like
later.
No, and especially
this feels nice. Because it still feels live
wait. On a personal experience, radio DJs can call you as your friend and say, I'm gonna call you, you're gonna speak on radio. I've done that before. Where a friend of mine was doing radio, called me and he was like, I will call you, we'll talk on air. No, that's what they do.
No, I know. I even know a certain radio station in a battle.
But we don't have to, we don't have to expose them. Yeah. Let's leave radio. Let's leave radio. I wanted to ask you.
This industry
Wait, also. She knows.
Because our was like one done and a cash which means wafuna.
Yeah.
And the factory hiring, I don't maybe not say TV. I don't think we're not theater, even in tears. Maybe not say
Richira theater. That's what it's saying. Richira theater. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
You don't think so?
No, I know. I don't know what you mean until you ask me.
There's nothing then that isn't like exciting. You can do anything, and that whole thing is a story. Like it's fictional, but it's everyday life. That's how I see it, you know. And I feel like the current story that I'm trying to write on this writers retreat that I'm going on this month. So I can't even try to have it performed because most of the characters ndibavenda, and I can't have someone akozamochi baranga in that way.
Inspired by who?
Inspired by my family, and basically the amount of robberies that we went through Jobege. And just literally inspired by crime, guys. So gang.
I thought she was going to say inspired by Kipti.
Venda mara dzula movie.
Do you understand? It's a film. Like it's literally life. So I can't. There's nothing I can look at that I can't say this is a story. Yeah. Mara,
like where I was getting, if not on the political so where I was going, like for sure, like I think for now for December. I think maybe we'll be not playing we organize at a certain community theater.
Yeah.
Like Ufila is just like government happen on Isa Jerry Inta, but when we art.
Like I think it does hurt, but at the same time, would you guys come?
Of course,
for sure.
Like cinema is there.
It is there, but the amount of numbers that we could have versus the people that it's always people that come from story or do you know what I mean? The same way I think they opened a cinema or something, you know, and they were complaining for the first year that there were barely people there because it's like we ask for these things, Rafi, do we support it as much? No, definitely in Dunyaza. Like I don't think it should be a thing of like we like nice things and we like entertainment. I think what the Limpopo Cinema Home is doing already is something that's nice because they're starting to develop a film industry. Even if we stage one, that thing is gonna build because even Jobege, this thing, it didn't start the way it is now. But somewhere, do you know what I mean? And that thing grew and grew and grew. So I think that's actually a really dope question and it's a dope plan to have theater, ayani, you know, and encourage. Righteous you try just to chkoroni like I would terrible. So my but ayani and drama or something. But it's so interesting how during my dad's time, whenever like the theater like the big theater hall, right? But it was Shakespeare. He was talking about Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth, and he would tell me what character. But there was even a point where your dad, and I don't know what, I don't think he was playing like Malvolio or someone arataba moe. Where we watch so but theater because they thought like but hearing something like that, it's like, so we used to do it, what made us stop, so yeah, I think it is definitely a thing to look at, because the funding is here for us to do these things. It's
marketing. Let me ask you that.
Okay, wait, theater but marketing wabo. Because Renere school then okay, then udoda marketing over
there's a word of mouth and they have better issue.
Yeah. What marketing would you?
Who will ask you?
I also want to know, I would also like to know, because I think it's not something to just ask a question about. It's something that you can actually put in the work to change it and make the difference. So I would also want to know what other marketing avenue would there be, Uji? Like
like the way in a vendor market roof
yeah.
If I could market what talent in a vendor like rare feet on our Hollywood South Africa.
Yeah.
By the way I see it. So marketing in our own kind of the way never mochara by investor ngayo ka market mabukisi yabo na mina so because like those guys ba market through social media, ba market through radio, ba market through pamphlets, flyers. Veda mtu
na ufuni
like mtu anabako extra drama ufuni too market also even wakho so if like talent is avenda bachinga tabani molo for sure nasukana with a group I don't know sure. So like even social media, like I know radio is expensive and so on. Mara busy like so word of mouth
of course.
Yeah, master. I mean vendor really cool.
I was about to say, because sometimes not knowing that the more you spend on something, the more you'll receive back, because I feel like that gives quality, Getting these mics, getting, the equipment that you have builds a brand for people who are like, that's quality, that's something that I want. Versus and you're just banking on the fact that you're doing something, we are double. Because you put into something, believing into it, and people can see when you've put in your heart into something. So definitely something to think about.
Talking of quality, now talking about the quality. I don't know those people who expect quality even because urban quality number those people will follow those things.
Yeah.
And there's other partners on this of following out.
Yeah.
This is all quality don't number so many followers.
Yeah.
Personally, do you think as a vendor we are that exposed to theater thing?
I think not anymore right now, because what theater can you actually even say you can go to, But Makwareda Hall used to be a theater space, so I don't think we're exposed to it, but we know about it. And maybe it takes someone to do that, which is sounding very nice, but I also wouldn't want to put myself up for a task that I wouldn't be able to fully, involve in. But I think we do know of this stuff, and I think it would be a nice place to start, to have something like theater, because it also allows people to understand the way of acting, without it just being zotamba kind of hobby, but like taking it seriously, because theater gives you intense training. It gives you intense training in terms of acting, in terms of team working together as well, just how a production runs.
With regards to what you were saying about the marketing, I think for them to know or in a theater, if a theater in Venda, they should just buy an advert slot on Master's podcast.
but namsi bathu bachi kha theater ti okay rene rano abaulwane ku ri ndingele ukuitana but if ba focus kha vana vatuku va lusuwa va tshi ku bva fhasi nazwo ri okay una theater like vana vatuku zwa zwino vana influence your okay ngori ukhamba wina ridoya just cause uku amba vangana vasho then I think the bendi vamwali ninga focus kha vana vatuku than rene vathu vaulwana.
Why?
Because they're still fresh.
Zdo khwaṱhisana community yavho rine
and they're still fresh.
But you think I mean
chikwata kha foundation nazwo.
Yeah.
Nṋe ndi nga tshifhinga tshanga thingo pfanga theater ndi tshi kubva ndi muṱuku so that's why na zwino afuna theater tosiko pfuka.
I don't know, I feel like Barua Bavenda are really interested in the arts because even when we did the Limpopo Cinema Home, they were older, home cinema, the people who came to audition, like the mothers, the grandmothers, you know, there was no need to teach, like obviously notes here and there, but I hear what you're saying, Ori. If you develop it when someone is young, Acharua, they already have that passion in them. I think where it starts as well is including, I feel like, I'm not saying that our curriculums are intense, but focusing on maths and science is not going to connect with every child. Not every child wants to be an engineer, not every child wants to do any other job, but like, you still need to involve drama, not in a point it's a fly-by-night subject, you know, it needs to be taken as seriously as the people who want to take that subject. Because now it's too much colony as well. They're learning things that make them excited instead of, you know, in creator after school, the classes, and drama, you know. You should be able to just create a theater house where people who are already interested and have knowledge of theater come where you can create these projects and plays. From scratch. You know, at least incorporate that in your high school curriculums. Drama as a subject, for example. Yeah.
I get you.
So all in all, what do you think the entertainment industry happened? And it's some fan.
Wait, before that, do you actually watch
Watch what?
Like
content event?
Like,
because you can't ask such question if she doesn't watch.
I mean, I've watched. Remember,
why is it like when the entertainment happened already?
Yeah, like Bollywood and Hollywood.
Yes, exactly. Now you have so any like do you follow it? Like entertainment you have fan.
I wouldn't say follow, but I do watch or I have watched.
What do you think about?
I think
what can you say?
I think it has its own category, right? But I feel like
which falls under?
like Bollywood, Nollywood, do you know what I mean?
No, I mean our category, our vendor.
It falls under that kind of I would say vendorwood or something. But it feels like quick please entertainment. You know, like Ekasi Bioscopes, like you just want to create, take it out. But I think in that category, there's nothing wrong with it, and it's pleasing the market that it needs to please. But there is another market that we can, you know, go in, and I think that is growing, but it is currently weak, I would say. Yeah. Come to judge you on.
No, I'm not judging you. I agree. And that's because I'm too sorry. Unless you say such question. Maybe if you don't watch the content.
Yeah. I think the only thing that I've watched really in the Bundu, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
No, but that's a nice show.
Besides that, personally, I also don't watch everything as a fan.
Yeah.
Because of personal reasons, of course.
Yeah.
But not to know judge. I was just trying to let him know.
Yeah.
Or before Chibusa,
yeah, because I wouldn't even know what he.
No, it's already under the production in
Yeah. Because there's one guy. Isn't it like a buy CD cassette type of thing? Is there like an. There's one guy.
It's currently everywhere. It's just that.
What's everywhere though?
Only on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok.
Oh.
The TikTok.
No, but the TikTok.
But renas kudovona ngori rivavenda ndikwambori ratiyovona rikutiva zviri kuvonera mini but
yeah.
Which one do you enjoy the most, acting or script writing?
It's hard.
I know.
It's It's like you can't live off of just water and you can't live with just food. You need both.
Nah, but you need to choose one.
Yo, it's hard. It's really hard because with acting, it feels like I'm bringing someone else's vision to life. But with writing, it feels like I'm creating the vision myself. Yo.
I think
I'm sorry, I'm not but I'll have to say acting.
Why?
It's just that's where my heart was from the beginning, you know. Only as I grew older did I realize I have like a serious talent for writing, you know, whether it was rapping when I still thought I could rap, poetry, you know, script writing, but these things was still a form of writing and I was still telling a story in every form, but acting is just where I exist. I exist in writing too, that's the thing. I feel like I'm betraying the one talent with the other because I just feel like I'm a multifaceted individual. So you see those quotes, if you mean man, jack of all trades, and then people stop it there, but the full quote is a jack of all trades is a master of none, but still better than a master of one. So I feel I'm a master of none, but all of.
The best gig that you ever enjoyed while acting? It might be from TV or theater.
Theater, my third year production, that was intense, and the actual performances, like outside of the rehearsals and the training, was it was just something else. Like so I would say that, and then what I currently worked on now was something very different, a different environment for me to be in. It was things that I studied, but now I'm actually living it. So it was like, wow.
Which one is that, Generations? Which one is that?
That one.
Oh, the one that you just shot?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, it has brought the most money?
Of course.
This one.
Of course.
Yeah, you keep up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, I missed that. Which one is that?
That one.
Keepton, the one.
The
red one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I missed that one.
That one.
And how did the Generation gig come about?
I just auditioned. So I'm signed with MLA, which is like the best agency out there. MLA.
Your unpaid marketing.
Hey, it's not marketing.
No, but don't do someone when I'm talking about the
Just straight.
because rena the agency zanonga. Yeah. So
I don't start you.
No, mara tungamba chitu muzi ndikora zamamburi unambana ndo bako the agency but ya kuma.
Amara don't start you.
No, tungamba chitu mara.
But yeah, so I'm signed with MLA. Bonsendera audition Generations. I think this was the end of 2020. I think it was the end of 2020. Yeah. No, 2021. I can't remember. But it was the year, I think, end of 2021. And I was like, the year's ending without me having, been casted for something. And I think it was like almost December. Bonsendera briefly. Mtwana Figutabete, she speaks 20% Zulu, 80% English. Because Bosanta, and she's meant to be like a private school kid and all of that. And my agent was
like,
like,
I think it's better because in the real person that's you can adjust easy to that character.
Never. You don't know my life. Don't even never. I never. Certain. If you mind, aside. Anyway, so I auditioned for it and my agent was like, I think this is a perfect role for you. So I auditioned for it. That time it was a last minute audition because Nozama the day before. And I'm just like, I was great. Like I couldn't feel her connection because she's a bully. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, she's a well-liked bully. So it's just like, she bullies people in a way, but I was bullying. You know what I mean? All her friends just think, oh my God, she's popular. But the person who is being bullied knows that she's a horrible person. So finding that in between, I was just like, And then that morning when I was meant to send the audition, it just came to me. Switched on the camera, did my self-tape, sent it to my agent. And I remember agent being like, where's your self-tape? Are you sending it? What's going on? And I was like, no, I have it, and I sent it in. At the back of my head, I was like, I hope I got it. And then the day before Nichkoya Venda, and I wanted to cut my hair so I can have like a bold look. And she called and she was like, Generations wants you and they love your self-tape. Not even like a callback or something. They just already wanted to cast me. And I was like, yo, like it was really something that I felt like Mvusa in where I was. And yeah, that happened. And
it was your first studio gig, ne?
No.
Okay.
My first debut was Notes and Crosses.
Oh,
is this the one you did? Because I saw something where you did something with BBC.
Yes, yeah. The first one was the BBC. That was my first TV debut. Yeah.
How is it? Oh, yeah, you can ask me.
So, no, for Kwamba, or 20% Zulu, 80% English. But then, if this is no for Kwamba,
yeah. So, the first, I think, 2 weeks, we shot in Zulu. I went in, I was like, Sanmonani, no, okay, and I'm speaking Zulu the whole time because my character is meant to be Zulu, you know, and everyone is also greeting me in Zulu because I don't know if they think I'm Zulu. Mara, hi, my name is Ngelekanyo, you can hear me.
They don't know if that's Venda.
Hey. So yeah, so we shot the first 2 weeks in Zulu, and then I remember the director asking me, or the production manager, saying, what surname is this? How do you say your surname? Ramrondi. And he's like, no, you're Vendamus. And I'm like, yeah, I'm Venda.
Oh.
You know, yeah. And then they had like a kind of a meeting to decide where they want the character to go on from there. So they were happy with me going into Chivenda, you know.
So that you may be more fluent.
No, more comfortable also in my character. But I also think it was an interesting, you know, thing. I'm not sure if they've had Mutwambenda. I think they have Nese, I think Abu Muvenda, but
even Mpo Bam, Constable Bam.
Yeah.
I think it's Venda that guy.
Yeah. So they were very happily wanting me Wambachi Venda and just still mix it with English to keep, you know, the character Yori Ndingwana wa Santon. But the thing about Generations is it's always trying to connect with culture, so they will never want it to be too English, so it needs to be mixed or connected about Bayan.
And how does it feel so when you're casted as a rich person? I don't want to say in real life you're not rich, but you're not the same as your character.
It's acting. Do you know what I mean? Like, you find those things. You think about people that you've met that are rich and how they acted, and it's easier to use those mannerisms because in my head I might have an idea of how a rich person acts, but that might just be a stereotype. Do you know what I mean? I might be walking around with my hands like this and being rude and whatever, but there's different people to everything, you know. There's those rich people who are very quiet, and you can't know because they're so.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
I mean, so, you can see for yourself.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah, shut up. But yeah.
Of course, man. But let's talk about the lifestyle that you have to live as a person, he or she is doing a gig on TV, because you don't have to do certain things. I believe, like you mentioned, you wanted to cut your hair, but you couldn't.
Yeah.
The weight, you have to maintain your weight. Like, how easy is that to maintain that, man?
It's hard, obviously, just because if they casted you for something, you can't just now go and shave your head when I auditioned with hair, you know. So it would have just been a thing of asking the production, can I cut my hair? I think these are things that I knew going into it, so it's never bothered me. And I don't think it's a thing of having to maintain your weight, but as an actor, your body is your instrument, you know. So the same way a guitar person tunes their guitar, I need to tune my body. The same way someone does vocal warm-ups, you know, you also need to do vocal warm-ups just for speech. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm Mr. Musician. So you need to keep your instrument. Keep your instruments sharpened. Yeah.
I also do commercial adverts, so I face such problems when doing commercial adverts.
Not a problem.
Not music.
Yeah, but it's not a problem. I think it's just something that the more you do it, the more it becomes part of your life, you know. Yeah. You want to go to gym to keep your physique, you know, you want to do those vocal warm-ups or these small things. And those are just things that happen behind the scenes that people don't see. You have to warm yourself up mentally before you go into a space, because you're giving a lot of yourself. You know, there's so much work that it's just physical, but I feel like with acting and voice acting as well and all these different things, it is emotional work. So you need to recharge your emotion before you go into a space, and even when you leave as well. For what happened in a scene, you know. So it's important to have 3 workspaces, as they call it in the field of acting, to have where you do the work, where you leave the work, and then where you go home. Yeah. So Gugu does not meet because you know. Yeah.
The hardest character that you think if you get, it will be hard for you to settle on that character?
What do you mean?
Like, what character do you think it can be hard for you to do if you're given a certain character? For example, maybe a gangster or a church person.
Nah, we're doing it. Nah. I think comedy, if I was given like someone who's funny, because I feel like the thing about comedy is you're not trying to make people laugh. And I would try to be funny instead of allowing the comedic beats. Don't worry, wow. It's one that I think I would really love to do, because I think once I get it, I'll get it and it'll work. Mara, it's a hard thing to do comedy. I think people think comedy actors just act silly and then we laugh, but they know what to do in order for that to happen, you know. So it's that. I think the important part is staying true to comedy. Like, and then there's just like one person who's trying to make people laugh. Like everyone's just like I talk watching me just YouTube just na and everyone is laughing. So I think wanting to know the difference between those two is what would make it challenging for me and hard to act. But I'm not saying I can't do it. Bring the comedy roles to me. Yeah.
Yes, but you have like actually mention or like as a first the hard for you to portray a comedy scene. Because like no one is say the
no, they got fit, Mara. I'm funniest when I'm not trying to be funny. There's so many times where I try to be funny and then no one laughs and I feel embarrassed. And then I'm not trying to be funny and then everyone laughs. So needing to know the difference. I think it's that thing that I was talking about, people pleasing. When you try to make people laugh, you're trying to get something out of them. When you're just being yourself, it's just and it
doesn't even try to give you the support.
Hey?
It doesn't even try to give you the support.
No, it's there. I think the thing is, you see, I didn't even say anything. But I won't say. I didn't say anything. But if I had to crack a joke, it would be quiet. So yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the brands that you have worked with besides Generation. You have worked with Boomerang, FNB, BBC, Stay Free, Monifa, Filana, and Albani.
Monifa Filana was actually my role on BBC, so that wouldn't be
that's
like
the
name of the character.
Okay. Let's start with Boomerang.
Yes.
What were you doing there?
Songwriting. I was songwriting, yeah. So I was a co-songwriter for BBC. There's actually 2 songs that I co-wrote. The one is the Happy Birthday song, so you can find it on the YouTube Boomerang Africa channel. The happy birthday, happy birthday.
And you're credited?
Yeah.
And you get royalties for that?
No royalties, and I knew going in because it was more of a thing of the person who was writing was struggling with it because they didn't know how to connect with a child's mind.
Okay.
But like I'm okay taking myself out like a 1-year, I mean a 2-year-old or 3-year-old or a granny or grandpa. So yeah, that was just a co-writing gig that someone gave to just say, hey, can you help me out with this? So yeah, those 2 songs were what I did with Boomerang.
I thought you wanted to ask something.
Okay.
BBC?
BBC was my first debut TV role as Monifa Filana on Noughts and Crosses, yeah. And that's it. I just auditioned and I got it.
Is it the one you were talking in Afrikaans?
No, there was a British accent because it's BBC, so it's in the UK, not.
Oh, it wasn't casted here in South Africa.
It was casted here, yes, because they came to shoot some of the scenes this side. and then they were looking for a role to cast for Manufo Felina, who's another bully. I don't know why. Who is another bully in the show. She bullies the main character. So yeah, I auditioned for it and then got it and then shot and then you can catch it on BBC Player One, the streaming site.
Stay Free.
Stay Free was a commercial for Stay Free with Shoma Josie.
Okay.
That was pretty dope. Also just auditioned for that, got it. And yeah, it was a nice commercial because I think it was kind of inspiring people not to have like a stereotypical view towards like menstrual health and yeah.
So you were acting on that or you were just doing certain things?
Acting as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
You could also consider
Hey? Stay Free is a
not so
feminine.
I think in the company.
That's soft and free.
Oh! My apologies.
But this is not
Stay Free. Okay.
Yes.
Sanitary what?
Yeah, sanitary towels. And,
I thought it's that thing, with the
pads
green.
and panty liners.
I'm thinking of like spray. Man, was going to stiff.
Yeah, I will pay. Hey, my apologies.
When can I say sir? I say Zani can be. When? Nasa baby stay free. Come on.
Oh,
I
like,
come on.
If Nish call.
Remember
Dating is expensive.
Stage. Oh, yeah, we're ring.
It's expensive.
I thought I could have been say Sanya.
No. So happy babe, come running around stay free with the Vienna stretch my
So anyone so.
Tos diva, okay, René tos diva, René van Rasisa, no re. Musu ya kwela.
Nityo we are now.
Shut out!
You've got things to do, man.
Yeah.
Salute to Msham.
Je dois m'en remonter ça n'a pas
No worries. Let's talk about the campaign. I don't know if I can say a campaign or what that you are doing. The sexual harassment one.
Which one?
On your bio it states, the one that you sent me, it states that you're also doing something like a campaign of sexual harassment and stuff.
Right now.
I don't know if it's a recent thing or you did it before. No, your biography is not here. Just wrote it here. Or maybe you're just trying to add.
No, I'm not doing anything right now that's with sexual harassment in the workplace.
No, I don't know if it was a campaign or what.
Well, during COVID, my friend Masai.
Okay.
Who? Masai.
Okay.
Masai started a production company. Well, not.
Masai is the poet guy.
Yes, he's a poet. Yeah.
Okay. Seporne.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So he started that, which was the Yellow Tape. Yeah, Yellow Tape. And what we did is we all came together, joined, and created. I mean, it was just a way to generate income during COVID because there was no money. So it's like, if you're not giving me work, I have to create work for myself. So he created a thing where we can go into workplace and do workplace. It's called workplace satire, where you act out things for the work. So in the office,
Master's podcast.
Yeah, Master's podcast. Yeah.
And
you guys need to know the basic things of work ethics. So we'll create a play and learn in a way that's exciting or that's entertaining, because instead of they went like a lesson like, don't do this when you go into the workplace, you must wear the right attire. Instead we'll create a nice story that includes everything that you need to know, and then Gamapetsoloni will repeat the things that are important to take. So that was for the workplace satire in terms of safety and precaution. And then the other play, because we did two, the other play was for sexual harassment in the workplace, for people to know that it's both ways. So it's, a woman can harass a man and what it looks like, and a man can harass a woman and what it looks like. That way it's not you guys just being like, and it's just like, sexual harassment can show itself in different things. So if we do a play and you can see it, then you're able to even you know, you know, you're able to see that and see. Hey? Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's a difference between me just looking at you and me like looking at you and licking my lips and like winking, and then it makes you feel uncomfortable, you know, in the workplace. So yeah.
Also, it was just a play.
Yeah, it's a play. Yeah, it was just plays that we would do at like companies to help them with their workplace instructions and stuff.
How do you deal with such thing when you are in the workplace, the sexual harassment things and all stuff? Because I've heard other people saying, for other people to get certain roles, they have to sleep with the producer or director, kind of. For example, what goes down on Kiribo in the movie? I don't know if you've seen the movie.
Yeah.
Yes. How do you deal with such things?
I don't think I've experienced it. I don't think I've experienced it, so I wouldn't know how to deal with it. But if anything, the first people I would go to is my agent, because they're there to protect me through anything, you know, and then they'd be able to work out the situation. But I've been blessed to be in environments where I wasn't pressured to do anything because of my sexual orientation, or to sleep with a director for a role, or to flirt with anyone for a role. Like anything that has come has been through my agent, through work. So everything is seen. But yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I don't think I've experienced it.
I get you.
Hey?
Yeah. Why reaching out Neribabi?
I mean, like, come on, how is the rest? They are the diva.
Nah, not right. Tumbles off my cards.
Yeah.
This niggas. What can we expect now on your side? What are you working on besides the Cape Town Geek and Generations?
The writers retreat that I told you guys I'm going on the 17th. We're gonna be in Cape Town. Not Cape Town, in KZN, writing and developing plays, films, whatever you're doing. I'm doing it in theater. Other people are doing film. Other people are doing TV. But I'm trying to develop a play, to put on a play hopefully before this year ends, which would be my first debut theater.
Do you guys also encounter writer's block?
Yeah, all the time. Literally right now, because my second draft has to be in Nazi 15, and I'm just like, I don't know where to take the story. You know, I've written what I feel like is enough, but it's not, because so it's not even like a cliffhanger, like it just isn't finished, and I don't know really where it's meant to go, but I need to find something. So yeah.
Okay, let's wrap this up with an IQ test, ne? But before that,
unawana koyu ukotoda u jenaka u actor anepa yani anga muntu twezorome katume theater kana gigido sokoda ya TV kana chimwe chitu anepa ndelani.
I think Utoma would say self-teach. We do have platforms like YouTube, Google, to Google certain things, you know, because I think those things are important before you even choose whether you're going to theater or TV. It's important to know what acting requires of you and how the industry works. And then I think that would fall under education, whether you do it self-taught, whether you decide to go study for it, you know. I just think educate yourself about the industry that you want to go into, because but just a sport or kind like a hobby. But the same way a doctor life sciences and whatever, and then knows what this work is required, study up on that field and see what's required of you and the training that needs be. But I would definitely say an agent, hey, because I feel like it's hard to get work on your own, and also when you're very young in the industry, you want people who have been there for a long time, who know how to represent you, because you might not represent yourself well, and maybe your mind is fragile as well. You don't know enough, you know, you can be taken advantage of in the industry. So having people who know better and who have been there longer to represent you would be the way to go.
And because there are many agencies out there, how do you know if this one is legit and this one won't rob me?
Personally, for me, I think the first thing would be whether I have to pay a membership fee, because your agent basically gets paid when you get paid. Why am I paying a membership fee when I'm not working? So something as little as that lets you know whether something is legit or not. Okay. But I think also having a meeting and really do your research on the agent. Join because this feels right. Stronger when you're making a friend. If the friend feels dodgy, you don't want to meet up with that friend again. So be able to, before you sign any contracts or before you say I want to be part of this agency, usually a meeting to kind of see or suss out the agency for yourself is a good way to go.
Before this, guys, let's do the IQ test. They want to say, and I don't want to get into trouble. Yeah. Okay, IQ test. I have 5 questions now. You're going to tell me the answers to this question. I just want to test your IQ. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Let's do the first question now. Any word that starts with E and ends with E.
Any word.
Any word.
Okay,
English,
a word.
of course. English, ne?
Huh?
A word that starts with E and ends with E.
Owl.
L.
ELLE. Like Owl magazine. Isn't
that a name?
It's a word.
Yeah,
a word is a name. A name is a word.
I didn't know that magazine.
I'm not saying it's
correct. I'm not saying it's incorrect. I'm not saying it's incorrect. I'm just saying I don't know.
Did you have a word in mind that I needed to go for?
No, I just wanted you to go for any word.
Yeah. Oh.
But if maybe I will say envelope.
You see, that's a different one. It still falls under, but hey.
Yeah.
If Ran can define it, I don't think Ran will soon to me.
You mean it's a name. That's the definition. L is a name.
Of a magazine.
Yeah, of a magazine.
Of a magazine. Where are you, Jeff?
It's the name of a magazine.
Question number 2. Which word in the dictionary is always spelled incorrect?
Incorrect.
Number 3.
You can't play me.
What's full of holes but still can hold water?
What's full of?
Holes.
Yeah.
But still can hold water.
Your body.
Yes.
Your body is full of holes. And it carries water. You have water inside.
No, man.
It releases water.
Yeah.
Everybody can release water, man.
So you're saying it doesn't
no
water at all? Or it has holes?
I think so, yeah. Let's just say yes.
What? Decide. It has to be one of the other. They are background.
But don't worry, I don't best.
Yeah, and your body is literally made out of 75% of water. So but
okay, but it depends on madonna kubvanga mabuli mangana kawi mabuli.
Is it an object?
Yeah.
An object?
Yeah. But since you gave me that answer, it's fine.
Which one did you have?
Of course.
A sponge.
Yeah. I wanted to give you that, but
I said it before you.
Yeah.
So I got it.
Besides, because Amba Pendro ya movie, minus 10% on his salary. Don't talk. Number 4.
Yeah.
On which side of the chicken is there more feathers?
Which side?
Of the chicken is there more feathers?
The bird. The bird.
The bed.
The butt. The bum. Is it? Is it not? The wings. Is it the wings? There's more feathers.
Yeah. Which side?
Is it not the wings?
It's outside.
Surely not. You guys approved this question. Did you approve that question? There's no ways. Because I thought you meant left, right? Like, obviously the outside. Why would a bird have
You could have said it.
feathers on it? It's fine. I did AJ. It's
Question
fine.
number last.
Yeah.
What goes up and down but still remains in the same place?
What goes up and down?
But still remains in the same place.
What goes up and down?
Yes.
But stays in the same place?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it easy?
Is it what?
Is it easy?
Yeah, it's easy, of course.
Oh, because you know the answer.
Yes, it's easy, of course.
Up and down.
Mm-hmm. And I don't
Is it an object? No.
I don't want to give you a hint because the hint will make you tell me the answer simple.
No, let's find a different hint. Just something, yeah. Up and down. That's the
we can always find it inside the house or a building.
Good saying 10% in salary.
You don't know the answer?
I did.
Come on. Stairs.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yay! Shut up.
That's correct, man.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for coming on the podcast, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And keep working, keep shining. I represent Venda. We have this gig in here that it's going to be, you're going to be doing it in Venda.
Yeah, Libya.
In record that's we know, yeah, KZN.
Hey, that would be great, yeah.
You should treat them Venda.
So
you should treat them Venda, those guys.
Yeah.
But one last thing you want to tell our viewers that maybe I didn't ask.
Maras KZN, the KZN ngi, nyanga zwabo.
I mean, I got to tell one because it's a retreat, so we're like.
But she's a writer.
In the forest.
She has the final say. She has the final say.
No, but it's people from different environments back home to KZN for the.
I was going to Mazuru whenever the page.
And it's like like Kruger National Park, so you can write in nature.
And you have the final say.
Yeah.
So you should write it in Venda.
No, there's parts in Venda and parts in English, so it's like a mixture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
One last thing that you want to tell our viewers that maybe I didn't ask you.
No, I don't know.
No, that's what I did.
Yeah, I think you got everything down.
Maybe we don't expect any wedding invitation.
Go rap, Nina. This podcast has been great. Y'all can change the channel now. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming on the podcast, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
From myself and the rest of Masters Podcast team, Narazawa Twitter, Mushat.